Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday. That means tomorrow is training day. How to close a deal tomorrow. Jakey Bakey is going to be off. His brother's getting married. Congratulations. Andrew, your last day. What's going on, bruh? Hopefully I'll see you sometime soon. Give me a call. Here we go. Team David Meltzer posting up how to join my community, 949-298-2905. Right down below, or email me if you want to join us for free trainings every Friday. If you want to join us for the replays, featured on Spotify, featured on Entrepreneur, on every platform. All you got to do if you want the exercises, the guides, or my books for free, a signed book, it doesn't matter. All you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community. How are you, everyone? Let's got the questions going. Here we go. What are the best tips on closing over the phone? Well, you don't necessarily close over the phone. Your better tip is how to get someone to call you back. So get somebody to call you back is a huge statistical success, because if you get somebody to call you back, now you have an opportunity to transition that interest into a shared vision. So many people try to sell at the wrong times. They absolutely try to close at the wrong time. They try to resist what persists. All types of energetic and perspective mistakes that are made. That's why so many people shy away from the telephone. They think they can just leave a message and sell. You can't. Anyway, let's keep those questions coming. Oh, they're loading up in there. That's awesome. Is credibility the number one thing in sales? Absolutely. You want to know why? Because if you are 100% credible, you're done. Right? If I was 100% credible in everything I said and did, all I would have to do is say, hey, wire me $1 million, I'll make you 2 million. No questions asked. You do it because I'm 100% credible. Too many people lie, cheat, oversell, back-end sell, and they create void shortages and obstacles for themselves. And so you need to be credible and go with a fine-tooth comb through your credibility. Tips for when you're feeling down, you don't want to work on your craft. Tips for when you're feeling down and you don't want to work on your craft. Go do something for someone else. Very simple. Go do a good deed. If you don't want to do something for someone else, go pick up trash. Go do a good deed. It doesn't matter. You want to feel good, do good. It's that good. You got it? You want to do good, feel good, do good. They're interrelated with one another. Part of the continuum of the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, part of the entire flow from what you're connected to, through, and for. What is the deal you were unsure you would close, but then pulled it off with flying colors? Elevator pitch. There was so many parties, so many egos, so many attachments, so many variables, so many things. And, it came through with flying colors. One of the gems in my trophy case, elevator pitch, 5 seasons as executive producer and host. And now I've moved on to the 2-minute drill on Bloomberg, on Comcast, on Amazon. It's going to be launching next year. We are filming this year. If you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We got incredible people involved and just so excited. Just keep on accelerating and growing. Thank you. Should young entrepreneurs go to college? If they want to go to college, they should go to college. Only thing is, anyone going to college, just do a quantitative evaluation of college. What are the reasons quantitatively you're going? What impact quantitatively will have? And what quantitative capabilities will you be receiving? Because you want to make sure that you don't put yourself into a death spiral of debt just to get educated, because there's so many opportunities to get educated today. But there's a variety of reasons, impacts, and capabilities to go to college, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. So up to you. I would just say it's way more important today to do that quantitative analysis of what education costs. We do not want to create a death spiral for ourselves with heavy debt. What are the most effective ways to gain a following as a thought leader? Be an intelligent follower yourself. If you're an intelligent follower, then you will have an ambassadorship around you. You will be more interested than interesting and learn things from others, through others, to others, and you'll be able to empower others to empower others. So be an intelligent follower. Best advice I can give you. Favorite deal you've ever completed? Uh, NFLPA locker room, working with the NFLPA locker room, we were able to provide to charities over 700 different NFL superstars, 50 different companies. We got to go to the Super Bowl, great hospitality, activations, and talk about making a lot of money, helping a lot of people, and having a lot of fun. The NFLPA locker room at each Super Bowl was my favorite coup there of what I did in the sports marketing era. What's success according to you? The enjoyment of the consistent everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of my potential. And that, to me, is the absolute success. What are your must-read books? Well, my must-read books I read every day: Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Course of Miracles, and, of course, Dr. Wayne Dyer's Power of Intention. Those are all must-reads. If you want to read, I'll give you my books for free. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you a signed copy if you want. That's fine, too. Exercises, guides, my trainings, all for free. You just got to email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If it's free, it's me. Now it's for you, too. You can catch the replays featured on Spotify, featured on Entrepreneur, on every platform available to you for free. Which one is better, focusing on being an entrepreneur or going to medical school? Well, you could do both. You know, I have a friend, Dr. Eric George in Louisiana, that is an extraordinary doctor, but one of the best entrepreneurs that I know. So you can actually focus on two things. You can't focus on both at once, but you can build the muscle to accelerate how quickly you can go back and forth. That's the key to multitasking. We can only focus in on one thing, but those who seem to multitask better have built a muscle to focus, refocus, focus, refocus, focus, refocus. Sometimes in such a slight instant of a second, it looks like they're doing two things at once, but they're really not, because the mind can only do one thing at once. And so we have to build the muscle that allows us to go back and forth quicker and quicker, so it deems it as if they are one. You can do three things at once, and so it seems, if you build that muscle back and forth. I read Sun Tzu's Art of War as well. It's a great book, and applies to so many different things. It really makes you think. How important is building the right team when you're starting up? Well, it's essential if you're going to be scaling. If you need more than one person, then you need to make sure that you're a value-based team. My team is built on four things. They know what they are: gratitude, forgiveness, empathy, accountability, and inspiration. And those are the four bases of 5 daily practices, from taking inventory of our values, asking and attracting, studying what we do, activity we get paid for, activity we don't get paid for, and our sleep, studying with the lens of what I call the Meltzer kaleidoscope: productivity, of how much value we're going to provide to others; accessibility, how accessible are we to others; and how are we accessing and receiving what we want; and of course, the lens of gratitude. We are all trying to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything we do. We are present in the respect that we 100% of the time do it now. And if we can't do it now, we place it in our calendars to study it with the mathematical equation of luck. That's right. What we pay attention to plus what we give intention to equals the coincidences in your life. That's right. The luck in your life is created by the law of Goya, not necessarily the law of attraction. The law of Goya creates the frequency, which then attracts what you want. The law of Goya is get off your ass. And then finally, practicing ending fear, not allowing ourselves to move in an accelerated direction, the wrong direction, with ego involved, the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry. It doesn't matter. You absolutely want to stop, drop, and roll, because your mind, body, and soul are on fire. And everybody knows when you're on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. So stop, breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, and drop down to center, to peace, and then roll viciously, ferociously in the right direction towards what you want according to the values that you set. Those are the 5 daily practices based on the 4 values. That's how you build a team. If you want to learn more, go ahead, email me. These are in my books, exercises, and guides at my trainings on Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, it's all week long. It's a playlist on Spotify. It's featured on Spotify. It's featured on Entrepreneur. It's on every single platform, so there's no excuses. Don't go to blame, shame, and justification if you haven't learned this or I talk too fast. No, just go look it up, replay it. You got it right there. It's all for free. You can do this. What are some books that have impacted your life the most? Course in Miracles, Wayne Dyer, Napoleon Hill, Good to Great, Viktor Frankl's, Atomic Habits, Surrender Experiment. I've read so many different books that have those impacts exactly. Woo! What's up, Bonnie? I'm fired up. I've been up since 3:30. Had a big interview in the UK. They shut down the UK back into the COVID lockdown. So it's time to give some more content into England, Justin Pugh. I hope you're watching it. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching, Justin Pugh. It's time to pump some content out to our friends over in Europe because they're on lockdown. Just like Jakey Bakey's brother is going to be on lockdown starting on Saturday after Shabbat Shalom. How do I get on the wait list for your sales private group? I am going to do a private coaching group for sales. If you want to, email me. It's going to start November 1st. We're going to start taking names and signups in the middle of November. And great Nick, good morning. Samir, good morning. I had an interview with Nick Keller. Jakey Share, welcome. And so please email me. It's going to be an incredible private group. You're going to love it. And it's guaranteed value, profit center, month to month. You'll love it. You get access to me every single week. So go ahead, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. How did you learn/build the 6 steps to credibility? Dummy tax. The good thing about my lives, I can't afford to pay your federal taxes or your state taxes, but I will pay your dummy tax, and that's going to be a lot more expensive than those other 2 taxes. So please join me, and that's where the 6 steps of credibility come in. Tips for doing a presentation. One, go watch 2-minute drill. You will see on the pilots that we've done, all the great tips to do that. But number 1, credibility. Number 2, emotional attachment. 3, quantify the reasons why you're pitching. 4, the impact that you're going to have. Make sure it's big and it's huge, and the capabilities that you have. Make sure you align your skills, your knowledge of what and who, and your desire to must be what you can be. Align that synergistically and supplementary to what you're trying to do. I see my favorite WNBA star has joined me, and one of my favorite people, Monique Billings, the dream girl from the dream, Atlanta Dream player, superstar. There's the smile. I thought you were serious for a second.
Good morning to you. It's evening my time. I'm in Russia.
Oh my gosh. You're in Russia?
I'm in Orenburg, Russia, and I've been here for, I think, 2 weeks, maybe 3, something like that.
I hope it's activity you get paid for.
For sure. Absolutely.
That's my girl. Yes. How cold is it there?
Thankfully, it's not extremely cold yet, but I heard it gets really cold here, so I have all my snow gear ready to go.
But you're mostly running the court inside. Is that what's going on there?
Running the court inside. It's been great so far. Honestly, really chill here. It's really quiet and a lot. I'm kind of in a space right now in my life where I'm seeking quiet.
That is awesome. And how about, I'm sure a lot of people are curious about COVID there. Are everybody wearing masks, and is everybody on lockdown the same ways, or?
Yes and no. So the masks are more optional, I would say. Some places you go, they enforce it, but a lot of places not really. People walk around, no mask, and it seems calm here.
Calm and chill. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you're in those peaceful periods, I call it practicing quieting. And, one of my favorite athletes who's the master of quiet. Well, first, my business partner, I call QB1 Kenobi, because he lives in a majesty of calmness. And then Russell Wilson is someone else who really, when, great athletes like yourself talk about quieting and peace and calmness, there's great growth potential in that neutrality. And so what types of things are you doing in this quiet, calm, chill time to enhance, that flow that you can get into, enhance your growth?
Right. So every day is different. I have to just listen to myself in that day. And what do I need today? What am I feeling today? I feel that if I do the same thing, repeat the same exact steps every single day, I can kind of get tired of it. It's kind of like eating food. I don't want to eat the same thing every single day. So my spiritual food, I have to change that up too. But I always read my Bible. Start it off by reading my word, rooting myself in that, meditating, reading different books. Your book was on the list. I finished it. It was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, but just different practices like that. Going on a walk, gratitude, writing in my journal, different things like that every single day. Daily deposits, they add up.
Yeah, and that aggregate growth and exponential acceleration isn't just physical, right? I try, and athletes make it so simple for us to see that, look, I do this and practice this, and I became good at it, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, golf. Spirituality is no different than shooting free throws. The more you do it, the higher percentage you're going to have, and the more peace you're going to have, right?
That's and I feel like as an athlete, I get frustrated because I forget I started shooting buckets when I was 5 years old. I'm 24 now, you know, that's a lot of time. And my spiritual journey, it's been inconsistent. And now I'm at a place where, I mean, I'm growing, developing every single day, but it's like I have to give myself grace and understanding that it does take time.
You know what's so interesting is you're 24 years old, and I wish when I was 24 that I had any inkling of spirituality, like any inkling of, and I was rooted in my family culture, my religion,
Yeah.
but it didn't resonate with me, and I wasn't on a journey to grow the same way. For example, when I was 24, I wasn't nearly the athlete of you, but I wanted to expand and accelerate my athleticism. I wanted, school and money and all these things. And, here I have better health than I've ever had. I have more wealth than I've ever had. And I spend the majority of my time practicing peace,
Mm.
kindness, and spirituality, the majority of my time. And, it's this blend that I try to convey, especially to younger people. But I'm old and I don't speak the necessary language all the time. How can you, to your peers, your teammates, friends, explain to them without them thinking that you're some woo-woo way out there, maniac, that, hey, this is extremely powerful, right? This is something that you literally can have whatever you want in an abundant world.
I mean, I tell people if you want to feel like the best version of yourself, put the work in. The same work that I put in on the court, the same work that an athlete puts in, or whatever field you're in, whatever you're dedicating your time to, put that same work into yourself. You know, cultivate the garden within, and everything around you will just show up how it's supposed to because you're walking in your purpose. And I've seen so much of that in my life and through self discovery, understanding my purpose, understanding myself better. And that comes through taking that time for quiet, taking that time for peace, having an understanding that there are seasons for that in your life. And that's what I try to tell young people without sounding so woo-woo, but just trying to relate it to feeling good, feel like the best version of you.
Yeah, it's interesting because people separate themselves with religion. And, I kind of freak out my family who is super Jewish because I'll talk about Christ in the
Yeah.
respect of my highest self. And I said, why would I waste their time fighting or arguing or separate themselves in the existence of the higher self, instead of trying to walk or be at their highest potential or self? And that blend is so important, and the communication of that blend is so important. I talk about two currencies you may be familiar with, and one is the pragmatic currency. And I'm going to use a basketball analogy because you have this perspective, and I'd love to get your insight. So if my life is like a basketball, being a professional basketball player, well, when I'm on the court for 48 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever length your game is, it's a very scarce environment. There's a winner and a loser. There's an
Mm-hmm.
MVP. There is, a competitive, closed environment in
Mm-hmm.
which we have to have. In a closed environment, there's scarcity. In an abundant infinity environment, there's not. How
Right.
do you relate from being your higher self and improving only within what I can't find outside of me, what I can't find within, but yet
Right.
you live in this world and people are, and their expectations are, hey, you better pay your mortgage, you better get a job, you better win this game,
Yeah.
you better have a score and all these things, and you have to move inside and outside in vibration or frequencies. How do you reconcile scarcity with abundance and the two energy planes that we live on, from when you're in this quiet period of spirituality, but then you're a fierce competitor when you're out on that court and it's a very scarce environment?
Right. So this is actually perfect question for 2020 that I've been learning throughout this year of just detaching from the outcome And as cliche as it sounds, focusing on the process, but like really focusing on the step by step. How did you get to this point? Every single game that you're in, you're either going to win or you're going to lose, like you said, and you have to understand that. But like at the end of the game, did I do the best that I could? And if I didn't, there's been games like that where I had to realize I didn't do the best I could today. I could have done better. And I have to acknowledge that and challenge myself in that and be willing to be vulnerable and accountable, hold myself to that accountability. So I would just say detaching from, like I said, the outcome and focus on step by step, the process and what we're going through, because a lot of things we can't control. So just focus on what you can control.
And as cliche as it is to detach yourself from outcome, just to help people, one of the things that helped me when people said that to me is detach your emotions from the outcome, right? You still have goals. You still want to win, I assume, when you get on the court. As much as you want to play your best, even if you haven't played your best, you're happy, I hope, when the team wins, even if you haven't played your higher self. So I like to tell people, look, it's a matter of detaching. You don't say, I'm going to be happy if I win. You're going to be happy preparing to win. And the sentence that I came up with over 52 years now is, I try to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of my own potential. I'm not voting for what other people want from me. I'm definitely not voting for what I don't want, which is a huge athlete's detriment. Is a lot of athletes and human beings, we start voting for what we don't want, and then we're surprised when we get what we don't want. We're so
Yeah.
focused and worried. And so I think attaching and detaching emotions in the right place allow us to expand, accelerate to our greater self. One more quick question is in the perspective of growing. You know, you're only 24 years old and things don't happen overnight. You know, you tell yourself, you have to remind yourself that you've been shooting free throws and practicing with a coach and focusing your attention and intention on the coincidences for 19 years. You're not an overnight success. I probably, maybe, I'm not promising, but I maybe have been able to beat you when you were 5 in basketball. So you probably hadn't reached your potential yet. I'm saying maybe because people out there are going to start hammering going, I don't think you could, Dave. Anyway, just because you were taller than me at 5 doesn't mean you could beat me, okay? Uh, but in that respect, the biggest lesson that I've learned later in my life is that I'm trying to empower younger people to be persistent, fierce, ferocious, and patient at the same time. That things don't happen overnight, that you're not, you know, 99% of people quit at whatever they're doing before they get to 25% of the way there because of their expectation of time.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to remind myself and set my segmentation so far. What are some of the things that you do to put time into perspective? Because you're a fierce competitor, but you're also patient, not always, but patient at times, to allow yourself to grow and accelerate and learn.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's something that I'm still learning in my
Me
life.
too.
But yeah, what helps me is just to have mentors as yourself, to be able to have those reminders and to reground myself. So when I start becoming impatient, when I start comparing myself, when I start just thinking about things out of my control and all these other things making me anxious, I have to just come back to my center. And so it always helps me to listen to positive things. My parents help me in that, like I said, mentors, but just having that positivity in your environment and having those good sources of fuel that really help you on your path.
You're amazing. You're wise beyond your years. What, you know, I believe in having values and in teaching people to take inventory of those values. I also think it's important to have non-negotiables in your values. And I didn't have those when I was young, which caused me to buy things I didn't need, buy more things I didn't need, impress people I didn't like, really surround myself with the wrong ideas and the wrong people at times. And, you know, I self-entitled myself coming from very little. And, you know, I had to learn my lessons for that. Do you have non-negotiables in your life? And if so, can you name one or two of the non-negotiables in your life?
Totally. I mean, any relationship that I feel like takes me out of my character and doesn't serve me, I can't have that relationship in my life. And that's just because I know where I'm going. I know the mission that God has put in me. And so anything that gets in the way or is a distraction of that, I know that that doesn't need to be there in my life. No hard feelings towards it. Sometimes it hurts having to cut certain friendships off and stuff like that. But It's more important that I accomplish the mission that has been put within me. And so non-negotiables for me, just certain things I can't compromise on. Lately, I've seen in my life is relationships. And like I said, it's tough, but I know that there's a higher purpose towards where I'm trying to go, and I understand that.
Well, I know you have wonderful parents. I told Myron Roll this when I used to be a sports agent years ago. Myron Roll was a NFL star who won the Rhodes Scholarship, graduated in 3 years from Florida State. Incredible guy. And now he's a brain surgeon at Harvard. So, you know, he was at Oxford at Rhodes School. But I told him when he was 21, I asked him, I said, I know you love your parents and your 5 brothers, but if anything should ever happen, can I adopt you? Monique, if anything should ever happen, you need a new dad, an extra dad. I'll put up the adoption papers immediately. Oh. You are so wonderful. And your name starts with the right letter, because all my girls, I have 3 daughters, are all M's. So you could just join the M&Ms. You're an honorary M&M.
I'm honored to be honorary M&M. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You being a mentor for me, for your light, just everything. I really appreciate it.
Oh, right back at you. Come visit me when you're back in America. Take care of Russia for us. And most importantly, be happy and healthy. Thank you for your guidance, wisdom, and being such a superstar. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bye-bye. Wow. How awesome is she? How awesome. That's all I got to say. There's a saying, res ipsa loquitur, and I put it on my signature, and that means that which speaks for itself. And Monique Billings, the WNBA Atlanta Dream superstar, is far more than just a basketball player, as you can tell. Jake, how about that, huh? Are you jealous? Because she is amazing. A new honorary M&M, Marissa, Marlena, Mia, and Monique. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're incredible. Monique Billings, thank you. Anyway, let's get back to some questions. Her calmness and her voice is amazing. That's because her vibration and frequency is the truth, and the truth vibrates the fastest. That's why you feel it when she speaks, because the truth vibrates the fastest, and she studies the truth with spirituality, mental, physical, and spiritual enlightenment. Unbelievable. Wow. Tips for improving your memory. Practice. There's all types. I think Jim Quick is the best mentor I have for memory. He has trained the greatest minds in the world to remember things, and he was the boy with the broken brain. Jim Quick is Kwik. Unbelievable memory tricks and tips and techniques and practice. But I practice. I also use a great thing, and it's called the permanent memory. And the permanent memory is paper and pen. So I write shit down. All right, use that. It'll really help your memory. Make lists. I'm a cheater on that. How can you start up a company without having doubts? Impossible. So you cannot start up a company without having doubts. Doubts are included because you don't know what the future is going to bring. I hate people who are like, we're in such compressed times of uncertainty. All this uncertainty is making me crazy. It's paralyzing me. If anyone's out there and knows exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, please call me and we can make billions of dollars together. If you are certain what's going to happen tomorrow, everyone else is going to have doubts. And it's how long do we stay in the doubts? How fast can we get to center where Monique lives there, at center, at peace? How fast? Minutes or moments, or is it weeks, days, and months, or years? I've utilized both in the methodology of my lifetime. I like the minutes and moments approach. Let's all realize there's always doubt, but we don't want to live there, right? We want to visit there as quickly and as infrequently as possible. That's our goal. And enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of potential will help us do that as well. I'm going to take one more question, and we're going to get going on the day. Tomorrow's training is on closing a deal. I got a private sales group starting up if you want to join that. All you got to do, david@dmeltzer.com. If you miss any of the trainings, they're all at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. It's featured on Spotify. It's featured on Entrepreneur, the playbook. Just download it. You can watch it anytime. I will give you the exercises, guides, and the replays. david@dmeltzer.com. You can join my text community, 949-298-2905, pinned right below. Last question, and then we're going to have a great day. What are the best ways to monetize media company /podcast? Build a community. right? Build an audience, build a community. Don't worry about monetizing your content. Build a community and then find out what they want. Richard Jaffe, SafeSkin CEO, exited 2 big exits, unbelievable. One of the owners of the Phoenix Suns. He always tells me to talk to the customer. Well, if you don't have a community, you can't talk to the customer. So only use your content to build a community and help them and provide value and find out what they want, and then go ahead and create a profit center with what they want. It's that easy. 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Someone asked what time tomorrow. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll get you all signed up to join us. And it's free. Just like the exercise guides are all free. My books are free. I'll send you them. I'll sign them. Please join me. And if you miss it, just go to Spotify. There's a playlist of all my, they feature a playlist of all my of coaching sessions. Okay. Anyway, everyone, you are wonderful. Monique is wonderful. We're going to have a wonderful day. It's amazing. You're blessed. And so am I. We're going to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of our potential. Remember, everyone, david@dmeltzer.com. Anything you need, david@dmeltzer.com. Just email me personally directly, okay? Most importantly, everybody out there, listen up before I go. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. david@dmeltzer.com.